So in the last episode, we saw that we can do the simple raw queries using DB facade to do all the CRUD related part. But now it's time to use the Eloquent. And what is Eloquent? It says Eloquent ORM, Object Relational Mapping. What is this? So it says that object relation. So object is the model. So we have this model, and now comes the MVC part of model. So MVC model, which interact with the database, do some changes, whatever you want. So we have this model, and it's a simple PHP class user model, and we need to create its object. So let's create an object. So user is equal to new user. It's very easy. Yeah, we know. Okay, so using Eloquent, we can create new user, or simply saying we can insert something inside the user table. How we can do that? So because now we have this Eloquent user instance, so let's do var dump here, and we will say user. And now we have var dump. So if we go here, refresh this page, yeah, it's we are getting something, but it's not clear, it's not descriptive. So that's why Laravel has a great thing called die and dump. Yeah, this is very nice. And if we do dd die and dump, then if I refresh, yeah, you can see so much cleaner. So I can see the fillable things, I can see the hidden part, I can see the cast, and all other things are there. So this is all the user model or Eloquent relation, Eloquent object. Okay, so using this user, I can say user name is equal to Sarthak. Then I can say user save. So I have done simple thing that in this user Eloquent object, grab me the field of name, assign its value as a Sarthak, and then save it. So let's see, is it going to work or not? So if I go refresh this page, now it says field email doesn't have default value. Okay, so we have this user table. So if I go into the migration, remember the migration is here inside a database and migrations. Now here you can see this email is not nullable. Similarly, password is not nullable. So what we need to do, we need to provide email as sarthak@bitfumes.com, and then password also. Password is password. So if I now do this, refresh this page, yes, no error. This means we have a something inside the database, new entry is there. And this is done with the create or insert part using Eloquent. So we have done this, but how we can fetch all these data of any table or any object or any model of Eloquent? And to do that, we need to say user is equal to get the user model like this. Then you can say colon and get all. Okay, so now it is a weird syntax. So this user is simply saying facade. So think about facade as you don't have to initialize the user just like this. You don't have to create any object of the user, and then also you are calling this all function as a static method. Okay, so it is not a static method. So I'm sure you are confused that I'm saying this is a calling as a static method, and then I'm saying it is not a static method. So that's why I say facade is magical. So don't worry about that. To get everything from the user table, it's simple, user all. Okay, so then I can say return user and go refresh this page, and yes, we have this user. But now we have a problem. We can see we have a field called password, but we are not getting password here. This is weird. It's not actually weird because we are using model to interact with the database. So model provide a safety feature that whenever you are fetching any details from any model or any table, if you have provided this hidden field, then that field will not come in all part, this all part. Okay, so what we can do, we can just comment this part, hidden part, and if I now refresh, yes, we can see we have this password here. And now you will say, Sarthak, you told me that using Eloquent the password will become encrypted, but we can see it is plain text. Yes, wait for some time. So what we can do, if I go here once more, if I uncomment this, let's see first how we can delete things. So we can see we insert, or we can create, we fetch, that means select query, and then now we need to say the delete part. So then we can simply say user, and again colon colon, and we need to say delete, and it's again a like of a static method, but it's not a static method. Then we need to say arrow, which is going to chain method, and then we can say where, and then provide id as 2. Is it 2 or 3? It's 3, so 3. So this is a simple way of deleting any user. Okay, so if I do this, refresh this page, now it says non-static method delete should be called statically. Now we have a problem. It says how you are deleting this. So now comes, there is no delete method or delete method like this. Now how we can do that? So firstly we need to grab the user, and then we need to delete it. So we can say user where id is 3, then do delete part. Okay, so this is okay, and if I refresh, yes, no error. This means if I go on the database, it is empty. So now we can see we have this delete part, which is using Eloquent, using model MVC. So let's come back with the password encryption. So we are doing this, and if we do this kind of query, then it will save the password as in plain text. To encrypt password, Laravel provide a function called bcrypt. So bcrypt is a cool function which is going to encrypt this password and then save inside this password user field. Now if I go refresh this page, yeah, no error, and this time we have encrypted password. So let's grab all the user, and then we will see the password is now encrypted. You can see the password is encrypted. Again, you will see, Sarthak, in this way also we need to explicitly define that bcrypt the password. Okay, so we will see later in the next episode maybe how we can reduce all these 5 lines into just one line, and that one line will do all these things plus encryption also. So we have seen that how we can create, how we can select all, how we can delete. Now it's time to update. So let's see, user, I think you predicted right, update, and update, then you need to define an array. Inside array you need to say let's update the name, and name will be bitfumes like this. Okay, so then we can grab all the users like this. So we have this, and uncomment it, and if we need to update, then you can chain where condition also, where id is 3, and you can do this or not, it doesn't matter because we just have one field. Okay, so let's go and refresh this page, and now once again it says static method update not available. So once again, this is because first we need to define on which user data you are going to update. So first we need to say where condition, that means it will select the user and then it will update it. So now if I do this, refresh this page, it's going to work, but you can see that it is still Sarthak, name is not updated. Why is that? Because we missed that the id is now changed to 4. So if I do 4 and now go refresh this page, and now it is bitfumes. Okay, so we have seen that how we can do all the CRUD related part using raw queries like this, and also using the Eloquent ORM or using the user model, and you have seen that user model can only interact with the users table. So this is the very important thing of eloquent or of MVC part of Laravel. So I just uncomment this hidden part because this has to be there in uncommented. And in the next episode, we will see how we can reduce this 5 line into just 1 line to create the user. And then we are happy to go with the new Laravel 7 learning process.